Welcome to the Shikama Live Show with your host, Shikama. Although I said I'm not going to make a video about this, I got so much positive feedback on Facebook, I will go ahead and simply repeat what I said on Facebook. This is about the girl in school who got jacked up by the policeman and they got the video of it. Now, before I get into this, and this is why I hate to do these videos and talk about these videos, I'm no longer making black videos. This will be the final video that I'll ever talk about black people. Black people don't support me. I don't get tens of thousands of views on this. When I talk about almost everything else, I get thousands and thousands of views. And I know people will come on my channel and says, you only have 200 views. Yeah, well, I have 1,500 videos. Go check those. One of them is a million views or approaching a million views. So I have views on my other stuff. So this video is about the police jacking up the girl. And they caught it on film. Now, the story goes as I understand it. She was on her cell phone. Why does a child have a cell phone? I have no idea. I do not think it's a good parenting move. If you want to be able to locate your child for emergencies or be able to track your child, you can still actually buy beepers, and they have all of the utility of being there for an emergency situation. As in, you can beep the child and the child will call home. You can track the child from the beeper. None of this cell phone stuff, none of that crap. I think it's a horrible idea as a parent. I know everybody says, oh, well, you're old-fashioned. No, we're talking about parenting and because people can do stuff on their cell phones. There is a guy here on YouTube who pulls pranks, and he thought he would use his pranks for good to demonstrate to parents what he could do to their children and demonstrate that he could contact the children and that the children would willingly come meet him and ergo expose themselves to possibly getting kidnapped from meeting them online. And all of the parents, of course, were saying, no, they won't come. She won't come. And sure enough, they're texting on the phone, and here she comes out of the house, sneaks out of the house, tells the parent that she's going over Judy's house, and here she comes to the park, alone. 11 years old, 12 years old, 9 years old. I like Justin Bieber, come meet me. I do not think the cell phone is a good parenting move. I think it's horrible. So this child is on the cell phone. In class, the teacher says, put down your cell phone, it's time for class. No. Put down your cell phone, no. Put down your cell phone, no. Calls the assistant person, no. Calls the principal, no. Finally, the principal calls the police when she refused, right? So then she punches the policeman, and then the policeman then jacks her up. Now, my first statement, if she had come to find out she was like an orphan or she was something, but she didn't have a mother and father, from the information that I have. If she had a mother and father, none of this would have even happened. My child, first of all, wouldn't have had a cell phone. Secondly, my child would have been in a private school, and the way the teachers react, at least the way they reacted to me, was you never saw anything. There was no confrontations. I see a lot of these confrontations and all of this stuff in school, and it's always in public school. I'm not condoning the kids who shoot up the school, but these teachers are confronting these children. They are not adults. These people should not be in charge of children. Horrible people in charge of children. I went to private prep schools. Well, that we were the sons and daughters of important people. So you don't go around confronting the sons and daughters of important people. But then again, we all had manners. Everything was done behind closed doors. There was no confrontation. Even if you were in the biggest, hugest trouble that you could possibly be in, nobody would ever know about it. But these teachers and these staff members, they confront people over stuff that has nothing to do with school, first of all. Now, saying that, I'm saying if this was my daughter, she would not have said no to begin with, because she would have known that it's time for school. Everybody got that? Okay, let's wrap that up in a bow. Put that in the corner, all right? Given all that I just said, this wouldn't have happened if she were my kid. Number 2, and I keep saying this, our police are not trained. Oh, I know you all. Oh no, they go to the academy. Oh no, I did this and blah, 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 blah. No. The evidence. All of you Christians out there, what does the Bible say? You will know a tree by its fruits. I know some of you are kind of stupid. What the parable is trying to say is the evidence speaks volumes. You can say you don't hate people. You can say that you're trained. You can say that you went to the academy. But when somebody asks you, what does 2 + 2 means, and you don't answer 4, it doesn't matter what you say. The evidence says you don't know. Ignore everything that you say. Now, what am I talking about here? I could risk lock her, and she'd have stood up and walked out the door with me all the way to the playground where I'd have a long talk with her. All she would have said is, ow. Yes, and her throwing punches my way would have been blocked like paper in a hurricane. They are not trained. My Okinawan Jiu-Jitsu school had a long-standing understanding that upon graduation, instead of opening another school, that the graduates would be municipal instructors of police. This stopped as the federal government became the ones to hire us. They became aware of our training of local police, and instead of the police hiring us, the federal government hired us, the various agencies. While municipalities expand police presence, while crime is falling as if off of a cliff on all charts, they claim they cannot afford to hire additional instructions from the likes of my school. So this is what you get. Instead of seeing a policeman handle someone with grace and skill of a true martial master, this is why these untrained idiots shoot and kill black people, mostly, and other people to a lesser degree. Not only have they no understanding of the martial world, even when confronted with an unarmed citizen, but they haven't even mastered their own emotions, right? This is The Art of War by Sun Tzu, right? This is what I'm talking about here. If you have somebody who is not trained, they don't understand. You can't even explain it to them. You don't shoot unarmed people. Well, he hit me. You don't shoot them. We as society don't expect police to shoot them. But hold on, I go a little bit deeper here. Finally, it was found out that police departments around the country have hired criminals, ex-convicts, and have even made it a practice of doing so. Anyone defending police needs to realize what is going on and that this is what they are defending. Of course, the propaganda is promoted on national media. He was such a great cop. Not so. Criminal behavior among police is evident across the nation. They need to clean up entire cities. And yes, they are not only shooting innocent black citizens. This is out of control. I said in a prior video, they shoot and kill far more white people than they shoot and kill black people. But the news does not report it at all. And I'm not talking about black cop shooting a white person. I'm talking about police shooting white people. The numbers are staggering. And I have said, if they did reveal this, I believe there would be an all-out revolt. There would be a brand new American Civil War if they revealed what has been going on right under your noses. So while you're paying attention to Black Lives Matter and everybody saying how horrible it is, Black Lives Matter theoretically has a point. It is out of control and nobody is doing anything about it. Yes, my daughter would not have been in this situation. My daughter or son, they would have not have been in this situation. And if black people behaved and acted as they did in the 1950s with their families, we were married back then, with their children, and not that we're any less married today, but we are a little bit less. It's not to the extent that the media would tell you. But we were more married than all other groups in the nation back in the 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s. The evil KKK brought us tighter and tighter and tighter together until the Democrats had to do something. They came up with a great society. Now, this young woman is in school without a mother and dad. As far as I know, as far as the information was given to me, this would not be in my case. She would have a dad. And she would not be saying no to the teacher, no. My family doesn't act like that. My cousins, my aunts and uncles, no, I hear all about how they acted in school and everybody was perfect angels. If not, they would be beat all the way from the school all the way till the end of the day. It would be just a train crash of train car after train car after train car of beatings. We do not do that. We don't behave like that. And we're talking about over anything. You said no to the teacher. You don't say no to the teacher. Mrs. Johnson is in charge of the school, is in charge of the class. You, young lady, are not. Yes, that would not have happened. Now, him going hog wild on this 60-pound thing, and then somebody said, well, she was gripping the table. I said I would wrist lock her. She would stand up, walk out the class with me without a whimper. Nothing. Untrained, completely and wholly untrained. Blame your cities for not getting these people properly trained. And I'm not talking about the stupid one-day martial arts that they get in the academy. That's ridiculous. We are talking about people who are physically going to confront other humans. They should all be complete judo masters, jujitsu masters. Invariably, I see it always they're landing on the ground, so they better have some jujitsu under their belt, some karate, some kung fu, all of it. What are we paying these people $100,000 for? And they're convicts. They're hiring convicts. Yes, go look it up. Thank you for watching the Shigama Live Show.